Alright, so we back with another episode of Ray Jordan Live. Are you on the map? The first thing that we got up on the map, we're going to talk about Mr. Joe Biden. Joe Robinette Biden. Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris have decided to put together a new nomination for the federal judges that'll be coming up. In an unprecedented historical move, the President Joe Biden has actually nominated 11, that's my 11, people. And of those people, I want to say 9 are women. There is, let me get this straight. There's one African American lady who is going to be running. There's an Asian, there's a black woman, there's a Muslim woman. All these people, never in the history of time have this many black people been nominated to be in a courtroom at the same time, unless y'all was trying to indict us for some shit. So kudos to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for throwing that together. And let's not make this just a nomination, but let's actually see some black people on the panels, on these judging benches, in these black neighborhoods. All the fucking judges that all the niggas in the neighborhood see be some nigga last name Antonelli, Catachuli, Markowitz. Bitch, where's a Robinson? Where is a Jackson? Where is Judge Maybelline? Where's Judge Lynn Toler? Come on, what the fuck? I take Judge Judy in this. Kudos to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for finally putting some color on the menu. Wipe it around, switch all the way to DC. So these 2 teenage girls in DC, for whatever reason, got it in their head to go and hijack an Uber driver. In the process of hijacking this Uber driver, while he was driving the Uber car on a fucking Uber job, they hijacked him, decided to try to tase him with a taser, fucked up, he started fighting back, the car gets into an accident, people in the street see the car careening down the street, it flips over with him hanging out the car, boom, smashes his ass in pieces, the police gotta show up, break the car apart, pull the girls out, the man is dead, now y'all fucking entire life is over, because you tried to steal an Uber car. This is my thing though. Who the fuck steals the Uber driver's car while he's Ubering? Do you know how Uber works? It's called GPS. It's a new thing. Who the fuck steals? So you gonna call this man for an Uber Eats meal. Then when you get there, decide to steal his car with him in it, with his cell phone that the GPS is tracking. Like, how did you fucking figure you was gonna get away with that shit? I don't understand it. Next story that we got up on the map, we're gonna take it all the way to Jimmy motherfucking Fallon. Sometimes I feel like shit in the media is really about pushing our button. Addison Rae was just in the news maybe a couple months ago because she was the girl who was doing all of the black people's TikTok dances, the Savage Challenge and all that shit. And she was making it seem like, not making it seem like, but because she has so many followers, people were assuming that it was her dances. So she started getting credited with making up these dances, and it was like, no, bitch, all these black people and shit make these dances up. So she went through a thing with that. Fast forward a couple days ago, Jimmy Fallon has her on his show doing, of course, white people shit, redoing the shit she was already in trouble about. So she on the show, he got the cards up and shit with the names of the fucking dances, and she up there doing the dance like she made the shit up, and the white crowd screaming and shit. And everybody at home looking like, bitch, we just saw you on the TV 3 months ago because of this. So in the show, they don't cite that the dances are created by black people, that who the creators of dances are, and this is the thing with intellectual property. For example, if I'm a singer and you get on stage and you decide to sing my song, you usually have to tell people this is a cover, right? It is hard when you are the creator behind content that is physical, dancing, something like that, where intellectual property becomes a fine print. In these instances, these TikTok people and dances and shit, we got proof. We saw them making it up, like the girl that made up all them goddamn million dance moves for the Savage Challenge and shit. And then she goes and takes the credit. And the biggest problem of all, it wouldn't have did shit to your show to acknowledge that these dances weren't made up by you. That terrible fucking song she got is awful. Anyway, next story that we got up on the map, another reason to talk about Jimmy John Joe Biden and Cam Harris. Did y'all see that video where Joe Biden fell down them stairs? Good God. I said, this nigga already rickety. He fell up the stairs 3 fucking times. This nigga fell 3 times going up the same 2 stairs. The shit was amazing. So Joe is actually in the news again because they're trying to talk about proposing a new 4th stimulus. What they're actually trying to do, which is about 2 years fucking late, is they're trying to finally get us some ongoing stimulus. So like that, they're trying to come up with a figure to give us a monthly stimulus check. Every other fucking country in the world has done it already. We're the fucking last ones to jump on the bandwagon. Imagine we supposed to be a superpower. We still walk around here broke and po, begging the government to keep unemployment open. So they're trying to put together something to give us another 4th stimulus check. They're going to expand unemployment. And right now what they're doing is they're propositioning this bill to President Obama. President Obama. Bruh, you know what's up, bruh. But to President Biden and Vice President Kamala, hopefully they get it passed, because bitch, what? Come on, let's run me my skin. So moving right along, the next story that we got up on the map, we are taking it all the way over to the Food Network. So Food Network Obviously, they got all the dope shows, Cake and all that shit. I'm a big fan of Nicole Byers and all of that. All that shit that come through the Food Network. You roll your blunt at night, watch that shit high as hell, thinking you could cook and shit. Food Network has decided to have us up even later at night, rolling our blunts and watching that shit, because they're introducing a new show called Chopped 420. So this show is actually going to be a show that's based on the same concepts of putting together cooking shows. They'll have a judge, a set of judges. One of the judges is Ron Funches. They'll have a celebrity panel of judges that will judge the contestants. I want to say it's between 8 and 6 contestants, and what they're doing is they get a basket. The basket is full with shit, or they have to make a appetizer, main course meal, and a dessert, and they all have to incorporate marijuana in it. Cannabis, baby. I'm finna be in my zone. When I tell you I'm finna roll my blunt, so the idea is whoever comes up with the best food, the best ideas, the best food menus wins the show. The prize is $10,000. So look out for that on the Food Network, Chop 420. That shit's gonna be a hit, yo. Get your blunts ready. Next story that we got Marsai Martin. Marsai actually has her own company. She's putting together a pilot for a new Disney show, and that show is going to be called, I want to say, Saturday. And then she did another magazine article last week in regards to what she was like in the business world and what she feels like when she brings business to her. And her one rule, her one stipulation is no black pain. A lot of times we get put on with these parts and these roles as black actors and actresses, and it's like we always get in the same role. And a lot of times in typecasted, it's because to be a black character, they want you to portray some type of either comic relief or fucking black stereotype, or be some black pain character where you grew up in some terrible fucking neighborhood, or you had some destitute parent, or you just was a drug dealer, or a bum, or near dweller, you was uneducated, real The Blind Side type shit. So her concept, no black pain. So I'm all for that shit, Marsai Martin. Keep up the great fucking work. Next story that we got up on the map, Lil Nas X. So I'm gonna make this shit real quick because it's a long fucking story. Lil Nas X, who was behind Old Town Road, also went on to make another song that he just did not too long ago called Montero. In the Montero song, which he gave us a snippet of a couple months ago, he finally dropped the video. The video is him fucking Satan and sliding down poles and jumping through the world and all types of over the top. I will give it that. It was definitely over the top, but I like the song. From that, he also decided to create some Satan shoes. Him and his company called Mischief decided to put together a parody version of the Nike Air Max, and they made them Satan shoes. Came in a fucking box that had the Dante's Inferno on them. It had the upside down pentagram on it, or the Satan pentagram, and all this crazy shit. And supposedly the shoes had 60 cc's of blood infused in them. I don't know how true that is. That shit sounds unfucking sanitary. But anyway, Nike decided to sue Mischief. They did not actually sue Lil Nas X. I keep seeing people say, oh my God, they suing Lil Nas X. They're not suing Lil Nas X, they're suing Mischief, the company who was producing the shoes. And what they really want to do is just kind of distance themselves away from all the shit that's going on with Nike and Mischief. Because what people don't know is that same company that produced the Satan shoes for Mischief, or the Mischief company that produced the Satan shoes, also produced some shoes about 2 years ago called the Jesus shoes. And they were all white versions of the Air Max, and they had supposedly water from the River Nile in them, and they box they came in looked like a cross or a Jesus box and all that shit, and they love those shoes. So you know what that's about. And the last story that we got up on the map before I send y'all home, I have to say this for last because it's going to be ongoing. They have started the George Floyd trial. I personally feel like, what the fuck is their trial for? I read a quote or a tweet from Chelsea Handler that said, it's amazing to me that in the United States of America, where we're supposed to be so forward thinking, we need a trial to prove something that we clearly fucking see on a video. I don't even understand from the point of view of the defendant who is defending Derek Chauvin. Had this been any other situation reversed in terms of the color of skin, it would not have been this much of a thing. Baby, what trial? What trial? But because this is the complexion for the protection, we're having a trial for something that you can clearly see on fucking camera. I'm gonna keep you up to date with what's going on. What are we here for? This is Red Eye Live. Are you on the map?